Hey YouTube, we got another video for you today. We're going to be looking at another release from Three Hands Press, and it seems to kind of be a trend lately, but I've rather enjoyed their work. So there's going to be a couple more videos from their publications in the next coming weeks. So A Rose Veiled in Black, for anyone who's not familiar with it, is going to be a series of essays from different authors on the subject of Babylon, or Lady Babylon, also known as the Whore of Babylon. A lot of inspiration taken from the Book of Revelation, and of course this is going to be closely related to Aleister Crowley's Thelema and a lot of other subjects therein. So this book, I'm very interested to read about Babylon, and I'm gonna share some thoughts. I will say off the bat, this book isn't to the caliber I was expecting, but that's just my personal preference. I know a lot of people like this book a lot, and there are some parts that I really enjoyed, but I don't know, I feel like it kind of missed a couple areas as far as the layout and the subject. So we'll look at that in a little bit. Typical dust jacket. Very nicely made, high gloss. And then of course once you take off the jacket, it's the regular black or plain cover. And then it's got some nice gold lettering on the spine. So opening it up, we can see the table of contents here. And this was 2014, or 2016 actually. The art was from 2014. Introduction, The Saints Are Dead. I thought that was a good introduction to the book. Chronology of Manifestation. Our Lady Babylon, Her Cup of Fornications. Approaches to the Thelema Goddess. Now there gets to a point, that one, and again I don't know how to put a lot of this, but speaking frankly, some of these I was not impressed with. The introductory progressive formulas for the Babylon priestesshood rather, wasn't super impressed with that. And then you'll notice when it gets down to Waiting for the Scarlet Apocalypse, Writings of Jack Parsons, and then I think it's 2 chapters later, there's another informational essay about the same thing with Jack Parsons. So I think a lot of the text, it comes from a good spot, but the delivery isn't there a lot of the time, in my opinion. There are very repetitive terms. There's one chapter that says "in its own right" every 2 or 3 paragraphs, and a lot of it seems to be focused more so on almost political nature as far as societal norms, and it doesn't really dive too much into the history of Lady Babylon. I mean, it's there, but most of this book is theory or Thelema based, and it doesn't really talk about Lady Babylon from a historical deep dive reference. And again, maybe that's just not what this book was designed to be. But again, it didn't really deliver in a lot of areas. There is a good, let's see if I can flip to it. Yeah, Daniel Schultz on the nature of abomination. This was a very good essay. I enjoyed that. Of course, it's by Schultz, so it's going to be pretty well written. Again, it's kind of a hard spot because I didn't dislike the book. It just wasn't what I was expecting. While we're on the subject, I typically want to keep this channel on hardcovers, but because we're talking about Babylon, I wanted to kind of make a little side note. If you are looking for a book to study Babylon, The Red Goddess is my pick. Again, I have both. I'm keeping both. It's great to have both of them if you're able to do so. They're still readily available for the most part. But this book dives a lot more into the history and the essence of what it means to really study, or, and I guess for those who follow Babylon, what that really entails. And this isn't from Three Hands Press. This is Scarlet Imprint, for anybody who's familiar with their publications. Again, I just think that it was the topic was approached in a more complete manner with the Red Goddess. I would say read the Red Goddess for the historical side, and maybe for some more modern applications, A Rose Veiled in Black. Together, it paints a really good picture. And I think for me, because this didn't really get into the ritual aspect of it, and it also just kind of was essays about Jack Parsons or Thelema or Crowley. I mean, it's good, but it's not what I was exactly looking for. So I don't really want to ramble or belay that point too much, but that was my impression of the book. If you agree or disagree, definitely feel free to leave the comments below. Again, I still recommend getting both of these. Just kind of depends on how far into the history you want to go. And as always, thanks for watching.